welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. My name's Jessica and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what normally happens during a Wip Chat is that you can bring out your own whip, or if you want, you could do chores, you could just drive around, you could just sit on the couch and listen to me ramble about what's been going on in my week. With that being said, I hope you guys are doing well today. I decided to work on this little cutie right here. As you can see, I unboxed this earlier last week. Its name is Sophia. It's from the Amazon storefront, like on the Diamond Art Club's Amazon storefront. And it is from by Dragons and Beasties. So it's a cutie pie. I'm doing this for my friend's event. Over at Dragon Wing Diamonds, she has a March event going on called Stoke Your Dragon Fire. So I was like, I gotta do this. Even though I have another dragon I'm working on, I decided to start a new whip because it's so cute. I can't help it. Plus, it's a little snack size, so I feel like I can do this really quickly and can go back to my other two projects that I'm working on. So I do apologize if my voice kind of cuts in and out. I also do apologize as well that if I have to interrupt the video a few times. I am expecting phone calls all throughout this week, which I will get into in just a bit. I just don't know when I'm getting any phone calls. I'm just expecting them. So I'll let you guys, I'll kind of update you guys a little bit, but yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today, and I'm really excited to work on this. I did try to do a kit up in chat last week. That kind of failed miserably. My stomach had the audacity to just constantly yell and grumble and groan the entire time while I was trying to talk. So I had to stop and eat something. And then when I came back, it was just like there wasn't really a lot of time left with trying to get the kids, and then like all the other stuff that has happened last week. I didn't have a chance to really do anything. So let's see. I guess we could talk about some diamond painting news before I kind of get into some of the stuff that's been kind of going on, because it has been a very doctor-filled few weeks for me. Some of it's been kind of disappointing and whatnot. So guess we can talk a little bit about diamond painting before everything else. So did you guys make any purchases in the last few weeks? Because I sure did. Although does it really count if you're using your points and then your gift cards? Because does it really count? My friends say no, but I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? So a few weeks back, Chrysabug released that Zodiac, right? And you know me, I have to get my Chrysabugs no matter what. So I use my points to get the Zodiac thing. And then the week after that, there was another Chrysabug, and I'm like, oh no. And there was also it was like a little cauldron with books on it, books underneath it, and moths all over it, called Witch's Brew. And it was so cute. I had to get it. So I had a gift card, thankfully, and I used that that week. And then earlier last week, they had the whole Hannah Lynn, and then that I think it's like Stanley Morrison, if I think correctly. They had like the leprechauns, well, not leprechauns, but well March 17th stuff. So and I almost completely forgot about that until Mackenzie reminded me. And by that point, the Hannah Lynn, it's like a mermaid leprechaun. The rounds were all sold out, but they were still squares, so I used my points to get that one. So, especially since Hannah Lynn's not going to be any more, she's not going to be licensed with Diamond Art Club anymore, so I just wanted to get some that I still like, before all this stuff's gone. And I just wanted to have that before that's gone and discontinued, and then like trying to find it like at a D-stash. I haven't really bought any. I haven't ever buy anything that's been D-stash. Haven't even sold anything, to be honest, of my diamond paintings. I've kept pretty much everything except things that I've given as gifts. So So yeah, so it's been like I'm trying to be good with my purchases. I did have to make one purchase, and this, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys already heard about this. It's about the sad news about it. But Craftibly is shutting down their business. They just couldn't do it anymore. Uh, just they've been just hit with a lot of hardships and everything. So I decided to make one more purchase from them to help them out. And I gotten like it's like from one of my favorite artists that they have. It's like Wormtail. So I got Crescent Moon from them. So I got that, and that should be coming in I think like tomorrow or so. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing and sad all at the same time. Not disappointing that that they disappointed me, but more just about the fact that they tried really hard, and that it's still that they still had to close their business. That everything was just too stressful and trying to keep things afloat and everything. So, but if you guys want to you can definitely go and support them. Make a couple purchases of what's left on there, and help them with everything with all that stuff. So let's see. So yeah, that this depressing news. I'm so sorry to kind of bring things down a little bit. But maybe this will cheer you up before I start talking about medical bills, right? Okay. Because this just happened last night, and me recounting it to my friends, and them being mean and torturing me about it. When I say torture, more like making fun of me. So okay, I got to take a sip of coffee because I'm pretty sure one of my friends already knows what I'm going to be talking about. So it's Sunday night. I don't know if I'm going to post this, today or tomorrow, but it's Sunday night. My phone goes off because we have a security system, so we have a motion detector on the doorbell, and it was kind of going off yesterday too, but it was going off, and I'm like, okay, it's just a spider. Let me just open the door. I'll get rid of the cobwebs, and then hopefully, it's gone, right? So I opened the door, and it's a good thing I stopped to turn because it was not a spider, guys. It was not a spider. There were ants. Ants all over the doorbell. I did not shriek. Spoiler, I did shriek. And this was like goodness 7:30 in the evening. So I slammed the door pretty loudly and kind of freaked out just a tad. And I was too busy just flipping out because there's ants, and if you guys don't know, we have problems with ants in this house. And it's March. It's already March. Why are there ants in the house already? Well, they're not in the house, but they could be, and that's where my mind is going. So so yeah, I'm too busy flipping out about the ants and everything because if you guys, like I said, if you guys don't know, we every year we have dealt with ants. One year when my husband went, when I suggested my husband just take a miniature vacation and spend some time like in a different, like just away from us, away from work, everything, just like have a vacation for himself. I kind of like have some me time. I was trying to do that. While he was gone, we got an invasion all over the stove, and then of course his minivan got towed. That was a whole story in itself. I know I talked about that, but holy cow, like that was hectic. But yeah, we got ants invading like the stove that year. They normally hang out in the kitchen and around the back door of the house. So it's so weird to see them back in the front because the last time they were in the front of the house was like very early on, I think. And it's just been like we've been fighting with them all the time. There's just hills everywhere in our backyard, and usually around the front front house of our window. So it's always a battle, and I think it was so quiet last year, or if it was, it wasn't so bad, and that it wasn't as like it is now. And I was just like, I had to turn off the notifications off my phone, because like I would pull up the camera, and you just see them crawling all over the camera. Ugh. Sorry, have a bit of a phobia, just a little bit. So had Nicole contact her dad. I was like, message daddy. I'm like, there's ants all over the doorbell. And then she's all like, she sends me a message later on. She's going, he's asking if it's a spider. I'm like, it's not a spider. It's definitely not a spider. It's an ant. There's ants all over. It was bad. It was bad. And then she tells me that he messaged her back, and he apparently tells her, go get the ant repellents that's in our garage, like it's pellets. It's so that they can take it back to their hive and everything. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I have to go back out there, and I gotta brave it in the dark? Are you kidding me? Right? I'm freaking out, right? I was a brave person. This is my story, okay? I was a brave person. I opened the garage door. I grabbed the bag, and I walk up to the doorway. Right, I walk up to the door. I grab the cup that has the stuff, and I went. And then, yep, right back inside the house. I flung the pellets all over, like, behind the bushes. It was a very brave battle cry, guys. I was very brave, and it was me charging into battle. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Um, and then I was told that I needed to go and make borax traps. That's what we normally do. We like soak sugar water, and mix it with borax, and then set it out around the ant areas as well, to kind of help kill off the rest of the ants. Oh, I realized I didn't mention this. So when I was doing my unboxing, maybe I did mention it. I don't know. Anyway, if I did, I apologize. When I was doing my unboxing, I didn't realize that this was the plastic was perforated. So I'm trying it out right now. Instead of using washi tape to section things out, I'll give you my honest opinion about it once I finish this whole thing. And I decided I'm going to just do color by color for this row, at least. I'm not sure about next row, but I figured just do color by color, since was a lot of color blocking down here. I mean, like, this whole thing's just a lot of color blocking, so it should be done quickly. So, and this table is so squeaky again. Ugh, I'm gonna have to get the bolts and stuff tightened up again. But anyway, so I make the borax traps. I opened the garage door again, because I was not opening the front door, guys. I refused to open that front door. And I'm like, I had made sure that the lights were on so I could see it, because it's like now getting to 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm just seeing that they're covered. They're all over the doorbell. And I'm just, shuddering. And my neighbor hears me. And she's just like, she hears me when at the beginning, and she just starts laughing, because she hears my brave battle cry. Not, it wasn't a shriek. She heard my brave battle cry, and she came over to see how things were going, and probably to also just laugh at me a little bit, just a little bit. And she took a look at the at the doorbell. She was a lot braver than I was. And she's like, oh, they're in the wiring, because they were like actually behind the doorbell. And I'm kind of curious, like, because they were nowhere else, they were just at the doorbell. So I'm like, did one of the kids have messy hands, sticky hands, or like one of the FedEx people, had something like sugary on their hands before they rang the doorbell? I don't know what's going on, but they're congregating on that spot, and that spot alone. So But anyway, I did my brave business like at that point, you know, because it's all over the place. But like when I made the borax traps, it was getting closer to 10 and everything, so I couldn't yell as loud as I wanted to. Because when I went out, it was like 8 o'clock for the ant repellent, and I had to like spread around the bushes and stuff like that with my brave battle cry. But at 10, I couldn't do the battle cry, so I'm like shaking. I have the little borax traps in my hands, and I'm just shaking. I'm shaking as I'm creeping towards the door, and then I just fling it like one near the door, like right near the door, fling the other one right near the bush, and then I run inside the house and then close the garage door, and then I'm going as I'm washing my hands and everything. But I was brave. I was brave. I put all my brave points into that. I don't want. Oh, and I'm dropping drills. I don't want to. I don't want to do that again. But it seems like something has worked though, because they were still all over the doorbell this morning. But they are definitely sluggish, guys. They are definitely sluggish. And I'm like, yes, yes. I mean, like I have a thing where it's like, you don't bother me, I don't bother you. But the moment you start, invading my stuff, I'm gonna mess you up. And I know it sounds a little bad, but I mean, like, I can't deal with ants, guys. I really can't. I can't. I'm a big old chicken. But I was told that the pest control is going to be called today for me. So I'll be getting pest control, and they'll be spraying around the house yet again, because I can't have ants coming back inside the house again. I really can't. That's as far as I'll let them come, is like right there on the doorbell. No more. So that was but that was pretty much like, I was kind of a little upset because it was just a topper to an already kind of cruddy few days. And I'm so sorry. So I guess we can now backtrack a little bit after I take a sip of coffee. So let's see. It wasn't last week, but the week before. I kind of had a really cruddy week with doctor appointments. So one of these doctor's appointments that I had scheduled is something as you guys know, I have been waiting months for, right? I've been waiting absolute months for. It's been just a lot of waiting for, because it was my rheumatologist finally gotten in, was my case was approved, and it was one of the most disappointing appointments that I have ever had. And it's like where all my fears kind of just went together too. Like everything, one of the main reasons why I don't like going to see a doctor is because of this guy, that what he did exactly. Like that's one of the biggest reasons why I refused to go to a doctor for the most part for the longest time. And I didn't feel heard at all. It was such it was such a disappointing mess altogether. So I guess to set the things, like you guys know, if you're new here, I've been dealing with like hand pain. Like even my middle finger here has started to get deformed from it, and it's not from diamond painting at all. It's like just curving and moving in a different spot than it's normally been. So and then like I've been dealing with a lot of hand pain. I have to kind of wait and see if during the day if my hand's feeling better to do diamond painting or not, or even like I have weakness in my hands and like in my shoulders and elbows and everything. So so it's just something I've been waiting on to get to be looked at. So because we've been looking through stuff. So but anyway, so, and I have like family history with rheumatoid arthritis. So it was something one of my pulmonary doctors said: if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it most likely is a duck. It was his reasoning. So but yeah, I went in, I told the nurse all the things that that's been going on to the timeline that I could remember. And then she tells me, okay, well, the doctor's going to come in just a few minutes. He'll be with you soon. And I'm like, okay. And I literally sit there, and it's not even like 30 seconds. Like, it's felt like 30 seconds to a minute, which is so weird, you know? Because usually doctors take a few minutes before they show up. But it's like he comes in, and he's immediately like, what are you here for? And I'm like, okay. So I just kind of do what I did when I was at the when I was with my primary care physician, right? I start explaining the symptoms, exactly what's on the notes too, like that I wrote out for him, and like I could see that he's not paying attention to a single word that I'm saying at this point, like, and then he just kind of cuts me off. And says, you don't have rheumatoid arthritis. I'm like, okay, you know, all right. And I was just like, okay. So I'm like, and then he just kind of starts asking some of the stuff, like, what kind of medication have you had? And like looking at my medicine that I'm on right now. And one of the things, he immediately kind of just started being so condescending, and just like he had this whole attitude of like, I know better than your doctors kind of thing, right? Which, I mean, yes, he's a specialist, but the pulmonary doctor's also a specialist as well, you know? I mean, yeah, two different things, but he was asking certain questions, and he wasn't letting me finish my sentences. So one of the things was like, he's noticed that my antidepressant dosage, in his opinion, was way too low. And I'm like, well, my depression is better managed now that I'm in therapy. And right now my anxiety is kind of on the higher end, but considering all the health issues that I've have, it's not any wonder. And my doctor and I have discussed that we will not raise that until basically my with my lung, my coughing stuff will get resolved, right? Because it's not really a good idea if it gets fixed, sooner than later, and then I have to change the dosage again. So, but I did tell her I would touch back in a few months. Like, we have an appointment for 3 months, and if I feel like I need to raise it, we can talk about it. I've been talking with my doctor about it. It's something that she and I have been discussing. It's I feel like I'm on a good road to recovery with that and everything. He kind of went, no, you gotta need to talk to your doctor about this and get this raised. He goes, this is way too low for you. I'm like, okay, and then he starts asking what kind of medications I've had to help with this. And then I start talking to him that I was on corticosteroids for a month. And he goes, well, why were you on that? So I had to kind of explain about the whole lung thing that I've been dealing with, like the coughing and stuff, that they originally prescribed antibiotics and then they put corticosteroids, but and that didn't work. But I noticed that it helped with my joint pain. It didn't take it away completely, but it did help a little bit, and I was able to move around. And then talking about how my pulmonary doctor thinks that my lung issues are also could possibly be rheumatoid related, because I wanted to make sure he was aware of that, right? That, and he did not read my records at all. He had no clue what I was talking about, right? Like stuff that my doctors have written down and everything. So, and then he says this. Basically, he goes, why does your pulmonary doctor think it's rheumatoid related? And I was like, because he thinks because of inflammation in the lungs, and with all the joint stuff, he says it can affect the lungs. And he goes, rheumatoid arthritis does not affect the lungs whatsoever. And I was just like, okay, this is one of those doctors. And for you guys to know, it does. There's studies that show that it does. I'm not saying I'm a doctor. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I mean, like, when you have two other doctors, yes, they're not rheumatologists, but have two other doctors who say it can affect lungs and it can affect other parts of your body than just joint pain. I mean, like, it's kind of like, are you serious, really? And so he does all this, he does the rest of the checkup for me, and then basically he ends it. He goes, I really recommend you to let's see, what was it? I really recommend you up your dosage. You need to talk to your doctor about upping the dosage of that. He goes, you being on anxiety will make your pain seem a lot worse than it really is. And I was just like, okay. And then he goes, and then I knew this was coming, because he's looking at my weight thing. He goes, you need to lose weight. And, usually how doctors say you need to lose weight, and then, kind of do, basically say eat healthier and stuff. Oh, no, he went into the bariatric surgeon route immediately. He goes, you need to lose weight, and you need to have weight loss surgery to do it. And, if he knew my note, if he read my notes, guys, because this is all in the same network, all the same portal. So I have extensive notes and stuff going on. It says I am currently working on I'm seeing a bariatric surgeon to discuss weight loss surgery options, right? So I mean, I don't really want to know what your views of weight loss surgery is. This is my own personal decision. It's something I've been thinking about for years. But anyway, I go, perfect, which I think surprised him a bit, because my bariatric surgeon actually needed me to have papers signed by him, basically because they were kind of worried about the amount of ibuprofen and Tylenol that I have to take to kind of get through the day, and they don't want me to be taking NSAIDs or anything like that, and they didn't know if he would be prescribing stuff like that or anything. And I said, I actually need you to sign this approval so I can start my process on weight loss surgery. And he goes, I don't sign paperwork to approve for surgery. I'm like, okay. And he goes, what? Who asked you to do that? I'm like, my bariatric surgeon asked me to. He goes, no, only your general practitioner or your cardiologist can sign you off for surgery. And I'm like, well, this is more to saying that I can be cleared for surgery, so that way that you're not prescribing me any NSAIDs or any type of medication. So you're clearing me so that way they don't have to worry about me being on that kind of stuff. And he goes, no, I'm not signing that. I don't approve people for surgery. You have to talk to your general practitioner about that. And I'm just like, okay. He goes, yeah, so go and do that with your general practitioner and your cardiologist. And I'm like, I don't have a cardiologist. He goes, well, you should get one. And I'm like, what? I do not have any heart issues, guys, okay? I have lung issues, not heart issues. Everything that has come back for my heart stuff has come back great, which surprises some people because, how overweight I am, but, but, I mean, everything's been coming back good for that, so it was such an awful and disappointing experience with that. And then he's like, I want you to come back in 6 months, and we'll review and see if you have any changes. And I'm like, oh, okay. And in my mind, it's like, I don't want to come back to this jerk, I don't want to come back and deal with his attitude again. And it gets worse, or it gets better, in your opinion. Let me take another sip of coffee. So, after all this, he writes a letter up, lickety split, to my primary care doctor, right? And it is such, oh my gosh, he read her to filth. He drug her and criticized her to crap about referring me to him. But here's the kicker, guys. He could not even say my name correctly. He got the first time he goes, it's Jessica blank, is a lovely young lady, right? And that's pretty much the only time he had my name correctly, right? So my last name isn't a hard name, guys. It's an easy name, okay? Sometimes people use it as a first name. It can't be used as a first name. It's very close to a first name, but a lot of people love to add letters to it or change it completely, which is what he did. So it's like further down, he writes gives me a completely different last name, and then further down from that it's completely different from that one, and then later on he doesn't even call me Jessica anymore. I am now referred to as Jennifer, and I'm just like, who's Jennifer? Just I was just, oh my goodness, it was, I mean, like, I was like, my blood was already boiling beforehand, but that kind of just, I guess I felt hysterical at that point, and because I was just dying laughing, even though I was so upset about it. It was still so funny, but so aggravating, guys. It was so aggravating. Um, and I was just like, well, that's one appointment down and one to go, right? So, which and nope, it didn't happen. So another disappointing doctor's appointment happened 2 days later. So this is the week where my kids are out of school, right? They're all home. We, oh my goodness, we arranged to have a sleepover for the kiddos. So they're sleeping over at Nana and Papa's house, and then I was going to go to the hospital because I was getting goodness, I can never pronounce it. It's like a bronchoscopy. Basically, I'm getting like a lung biopsy through a I can't pronounce it. They're putting a breathing tube down my. They were putting a breathing tube down my throat, and then like getting a biopsy that way. So I guess is the best way to explain it. Whatever. But as I was getting ready the day of the whole thing, because we had to leave like early because I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Kids were already over at Nana and Papa, so I didn't have to worry about waking them up and having someone watch them. And goodness gracious, let's see. Oh yeah, so I'm like taking a shower and everything, and I hear my phone going off. I'm like, why is my phone going off? And I get out of the shower and I see like it's the hospital that's called. And I'm like, oh no. Because my father-in-law, he's actually coming to pick me up to take me to the hospital. And I call, I'm not call, I listen to the voicemail. And you guys wouldn't it's just like, it just feels like when it rains, it pours. And literally at this point, so like I said, I get a phone call and it's voicemail and it's from the hospital, and there's a water pipe that broke. A water pipe burst in the ICU unit, right? And they had to move all the patients that in that spot into the recovery room. So that meant that all surgeries are canceled for the day because they got to repair this, and that there's no spot for anyone in recovery. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, like, I didn't sleep well that night anyway, so I was like, I guess, I was like, okay, I guess I'll just get some sleep. I let my father-in-law know, and so he didn't have to come over, because he was already on his way, and, so he turned around and went back home. But man, it was just like, man, this week is already cruddy, man, with the rheumatologist, and then that, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I'm getting messages. Sorry. I had to make sure that it wasn't a phone call. Alright, anyway. But some good news is I did get my biopsy this week. So, well, last week. So, which is why I sound the way I do, guys. My voice is kind of wanting to give out a little bit. So the kids were in school this time around, but we were able to drop the kids off at school and then go straight to the hospital and sign up and everything. And that was kind of an adventure. It was kind of scary, to be honest. I was really scared, though. I really... There was a couple times where I broke down. I broke down because no one was allowed to go into the room with me. Like my father-in-law was out in the waiting room. I'm sitting in there, just kind of quietly crying to myself. To be honest, because I'm scared. To be honest, I really am scared because I don't know what the results are. I'm supposed to get the results back hopefully by this Wednesday. And I'm trying to have hope that, everything's going to be fine, that it's nothing too serious or anything, but, it's still a scary thing. So, and when I got back there, had a nice little talk with all the nurses and everything. Um, and I was like, I did prep. I took my nail polish off. It was so weird because I took my nail polish off on Wednesday night. So that way, on Thursday morning, I would be able to, not have to worry about that. And they were like, "Oh, we're so appreciative that you did that," because normally, we have to take it off and everything. But I was able to. I already took it off, so they didn't have to worry about that. Besides, I took it off properly. um, excuse me, sorry. But they could tell that I was anxious because like my heart rate was just it like my blood pressure and my heart rate was like way too high. Like they were like, "You're nervous, aren't you?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." They're like, "Yeah, we can tell." And they were like they did try to distract me, I guess, so that way my vitals would drop back to the right spot. So they started talking to me about my kids and everything, and that point, I guess if she was a newbie nurse, and she was like looking for a spot on my hand to put the IV in, right, and she couldn't find it, and she takes the little cuff thing off around my wrist to go higher up on my arm, and then another one of the doctors, not doctors, one of the other nurses went, "Ooh, that's a juicy one," and she's talking about the vein on my arm. Like, of course everyone's going to go for that one. No one goes for my like inner elbow anymore. They always go for the arm. So and I turned my head at that point, which I shouldn't have, because the other nurse was trying to distract me. But my head turns, and I just see this gigantic needle, and I went, "Oh God!" And that's when the nurse starts trying to distract me again. Because I don't have too big of a fear of needles, but that was a honking huge needle, guys. At least in my mind, it was. So yeah, I turned around and oh man, that hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. But yeah, she got it in my arm, taped it down, all that fun stuff, and started taking my blood. I'm like, geez, I'm gonna just have to start charging you guys at this point, because how many times has my blood been taken this whole time, like since I've started going to see the doctor? Because I'm pretty sure this is like the 5th time my blood has been taken over since October. And I'm just like, and twice in a month. So, actually 3 times in a month, to be honest, this month. My blood's been taken 3 times, guys. Good Lord. Well, it's last month now. So, goodness gracious. They love taking my blood. It's just constant blood test. But yeah, so like they're like trying to keep me calm and everything, because I'm panicking. And yeah, it was just like it was funny. But then the anesthesiologist comes in, right? He starts, going over the whole thing, explaining what he's going to do, and he says, "You're really anxious, aren't you?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." He goes, "When was the last time you took your medication?" Because he looked at my record, guys, and I went, "Yesterday morning." He goes, "Oh, so you haven't taken any medication today?" I'm like, "Nope, I was told not to," because wasn't deemed important to take, And he goes, "Okay, I'm going to see if I can get you on some anxiety stuff to calm you down." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Would you want me to prescribe that to you?" I'm like, "Yes, please." Because I was but then they told me that they had to wait to do that because I had to actually talk to the doctor before so that way I can sign my consent and everything before they give me the loopy stuff apparently. And I'm like, okay. Because if that was the case, I would just said no, don't bother at that point. um, but yeah, it was just like, it was so weird because I don't think I never been under before, so I don't remember half the stuff, I guess, which is probably a good thing. But I do remember like them putting the mask over my face and telling me to take deep breaths, and then that was it. I don't remember anything else. All I remember, because like I already moved myself to the bed, like the little tiny bed that they had, and they strapped me in and gave me the loopy stuff. Which got me relaxed, but I wasn't like, I was still high, anxious, alert, but I don't remember being moved back or anything like that. um, and man, it was so weird because after all that, when I woke up, I was just coughing up a storm, guys. Like, so I felt like I was going to cough up my lung, to be honest. But apparently they didn't just take samples from the mass that I've had in my lower right, it was like on my lower right lung. I do have like a little nodule kind of thing going on as well in the upper one. That's a little bit bigger than the other one. So they also took some samples from that one as well. They did a whole lot of stuff. They've basically threw stuff at the wall and see what was going to stick, is what they did. So I got a couple things that's already come back. The fungal thing has cleared. The fluid stuff that's in it has been deemed abnormal, which kind of worries me a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. The cultures, the respiratory culture came back clear. It was they said no organisms detected, which I guess is a good thing. But yeah, they're like a lot of the bigger serious ones haven't come back yet, which makes sense because those are the things that's going to take the longest to go through. But so keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. But man, I was pretty miserable. It was funny because I wasn't really hungry. Like, I was hungry before the whole procedure, and then I definitely was not hungry after. It took a while for to be a little bit hungry, but my throat still feels so irritated, even though it's been, I think this is the 4th day now, but I'm doing a lot better than I was on Thursday. And it was so weird because Saturday was like when all the symptoms kind of hit instead, like all the stuff that they said to expect on the first day. It kind of hit on the 3rd day instead. So like I was doing the shivers, the whole like, you might spit up, not like blood, but I guess like mucus, pink tinge mucus and, everything like that. So I was doing all that on the 3rd day instead. And I'm almost done. Like, the cough's not gone, guys. Know this, but I was dealing with a different type of cough altogether, which was it hurts a lot worse than what my normal cough is. But my cough's almost back to its normal, I guess, everyday annoyance. But man, trying to sleep the last few nights was just not fun for me. Like, not at all. But I got a couple things that I got to do this week. I'm going to get my CPAP machine, so I'm finally getting into that. I got CPAP machine. Oops. My goodness. Got that coming on this Friday. And I'm going to try and go to the DMV this week, too. I'm going to try and get my learner's permit, guys. Woo! So if you guys don't know, I mean, like, I have a learner. I had one, and then I let it expire, and it's been expired for a little bit too long now. So I have to go back and take the test instead of just going back in and renewing it. So I'm going to go and try and do that this week, yeah, well, we'll see if I'm able to go in or not. So cross your fingers, guys, if I am. And let's see, what else do I have planned for this week? I think I got a month in review I want to do. I was able to get one diamond painting done. I mean, like, thinking about it, it's like with all the stuff that was happening last month, like I'm surprised I was able to get one done. So with all the surprises and medical issues and everything that just kind of kept getting cracked on my way. I'm really surprised I was able to get one done. So I got one done. I'm trying not to touch the rest of my diamond paintings that I've been for my month in review, except this one. Let's see, what else do I got planned? I think I'm going to try, depending on how my voice feels at this point, because I can, like I told you, my voice already feels, my throat's already feeling a little raw and scratchy. At least it doesn't sound that way right now, thankfully, but it's starting to feel it. I'm going to try and make the announcement for the for my event that's coming up next month, so that way people can prepare and stuff like that. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I announced it on Instagram a few months back, but I haven't really made an official one on YouTube. But I'm going to do my first ever event next month called the Chrisabug Along. I don't know if I'm going to change that next year. Depends on how much of a success this is this year. And I've been like I've been trying to work on getting all the details and stuff done, but like I said, with everything that's been happening, that kind of got way pushed to the side for a moment. But yeah, I gotta make a video making that announcement officially, so you know that way everyone can prepare, and get ready for that next month. And then I guess I would just like, those are my two main videos that I would like to do this week, is to get those two done. And then I guess work on my time-lapse video more. I'm really enjoying working on that. So I can't wait to do more of that. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, those are some of my plans. Let's see. What else has been going on? The kids have been doing really well. Michael and Jana both had like perennial math challenges that they had to do, and you know they did. They were kind of disappointed in themselves because they didn't do as well as they were hoping they would, but they still did an excellent job, guys. They still did good. I'm proud of them. And I've been trying like doing a lot more game night with them. Of course, Nicole's kind of like, she doesn't want to really help out. She's played with us a couple of times, but it's just been mostly me and Michael and Jana. So we've been playing dominoes, and then Michael has won all together, and then we've been playing Uno Flip, which Jana has won multiple times. And then I tried to make sure to spend some time with Nicole as well, because she wants to have some alone time that's not with Michael and Jana. And I'm like, okay. So she and I had been watching like a lot of Lethal Company playthroughs. Goodness gracious. So yeah, we got a lot of Lethal Company that's been going on. Just trying to make sure I'm spending all the times. Like, there's been times where I just want to just kind of close in on myself when I'm feeling a little down, especially with everything that has been happening. But I've been trying to keep my spirits up, especially for them, because you know they don't deserve me being a grumpy butt. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to cut it off here. But I hope you guys are doing well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!